Happy, I think we've lost you, so I just heard I have the floor.
Progress.
Okay, P Yoga.
Yes, Happy. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay, then I can share my screen. If I get you right, normally I can proceed.
Yes, you can.
So, fellow Rotarian, we have started the year in July, and we are now early September. So the report of the 2 previous months goes as follows. The membership directorate is, let's say, led by myself. Then you have the members of the committee, Rotarian Portia, Rotarian Bismarck, A.G. Mumuni, then Rotarian John, Rotarian Maurice, IPP Francis, and Rotarian Bertha. So this report is going to help us see how we are doing in terms of membership. And I will start with meeting attendance. Initially, we know that meeting attendance is very key to the running of the club. It's still relevant, even though now we are not obliged to report our attendance to the district anymore. But we still need to monitor it to see how the club is doing. Today, for example, our meeting started with 9 Rotarian on board. And often I will see that our meeting, when it comes to attendance, we come a bit late. But at the peak of the meetings, we usually find ourselves around 50, 60. But when we look at the members of the club attending the meeting, we are in between 17 and 37 Rotarian, which in terms of percentage is in between 33 to 67%. When we compare the 2 months, July and August, I would say the number remain constant in terms of attendance. We can still do better. We have noticed that many clubs are often visiting us, and it's even as if the number of visitors is overtaking the number of members really participating in the meeting. The membership seminar was organized, and we were represented with 15 members and guests. Retention is key. How do we make sure the members of the club are retained? There is a situation you can see here from the satellite club of McCarthy Hill. We had to terminate 4 members, but this was supposed to have been done before even the Rotary year starts. But due to, I would say, a bit of miscommunication, this was not done. So now it has been done. And with this, the membership of 3 have been terminated, reasons being that they have been inactive and they didn't pay their dues, and 1 relocation. So bringing the membership of McCarthy Hill to 10. When we consider the membership of Rotary Club of, let's say, the Mother Club, the membership still stands at 63, making a grand total of 73 for the whole big club. The STAR program will resume after the first induction. We know it is important in helping new Rotarians in the club to have the minimum that takes them to understand Rotary and to be fully engaged. Recruitment. Out of the 20 plus guests that we are having, we now have been able to complete all the requirements to have 4 of the guests prepared for induction. And for your information, the induction will be in our next in-person meeting, which has been scheduled for September 29th at 6:30. So start planning and make sure you don't miss that. Extension, the goal is to make sure McCarthy Hill is a full club, even though they've lost 4 of their members, but we are still in contact with them to see how we can make this happen. The DG during the visit hammered it again to see how we can make this happen. Many strategies have been put in place in the past. We didn't succeed. We are still encouraging members who are not far from the location of the club to see how to support them and to suggest Rotarian or good material that are living in the same area. So fellow Rotarians, RP, this is what I would like to share with the membership of the club as at now. Should we have any concern? Certainly after all the reports, I may come in. Thank you.
Thank you very much, P. Oga, for such a succinct, crisp report, straight to the point. But I think we'll take questions from you, for you actually. So fellow Rotarians, any questions, comments, suggestions for P. Oga? If there are any questions, comments, suggestions for P. Oga? Okay, we have one person by name iPhone. We'd be grateful if you could rename yourself so we can duly acknowledge you. iPhone, kindly introduce yourself and you have the floor. The device by name iPhone, your hands are raised. Please, you have the floor. Unfortunately, we can see your mic button, which means you can hear us, but we are unable to hear you. We can see your mic button moving, but we can't hear you. I guess there's might be a technical problem from your side. If you could log off and log back in again and join in with your microphone, I think that might help address the challenge that you currently face with. Alternatively, you could put your message in your chat box, your question, comment, or suggestions in there, and we'll be more than happy to assist you with it. Any questions for the membership director, please? Any questions for the membership director? Okay, none. All right, we'll move on to Rotarian Mamiya, Rotarian Linda, club admin report. Thank you very much, P. Oga, for the report. I'm sure as we go along, if there are any questions, you can still bring them up through Rotarians. Rotarian Mamiya, you have the floor, please.
Good evening, fellow RP. Good evening, fellow Rotarians and guests. RP, can you kindly share my presentation for me?
Okay.
Currently still at work.
No problem. Linda, you have the floor, please. Am I audible, fellow Rotarians?
Yes, please.
Linda, you have the floor.
Okay, good evening once again to good evening, Rotarian President, fellow Rotarians, and fellow Rotarians. So this is the club admin report for the month of July and August. So achievements for those 2 months, we have had insightful, informative, educative, and engaging weekly meetings. So we've had 7 meetings, 5 virtual, 1 hybrid, and 1 in person. So our attendance, as from our PE membership, is not encouraging, but with averagely with participation and meeting and makeups, we have an average of 60% for those 2 months. So we've been able to collaborate with the PI membership committees in making meeting slides, sharing of meeting flyers, coordination of meetings, and recognition of visiting Rotarians, guests, and retractors. So the programs we've had for July and August. So this was the meetings we had for the first month of July after handing over. So we also had for the month of August, that's when we had our DG visit, which was an in-person meeting. We had our own DP William Haji giving us a talk on via Zoom. Then our last meeting was by PAG Tots, which was also via Zoom. So next step, we want to continue to ensure increased attendance at club meetings, recognize and reward 100% attendance for the first quarter, that's from July to September, promote acquaintance and friendship at club events, continue to welcome visiting Rotarians, retractors, and all guests, continue to encourage members to make up at online or at other club events, and also send evidence of makeup meetings. So fellow Rotarians, if you by chance attend any meeting from any club, please kindly take a shot and send so that we add it to mark attendance. And also we encourage members to attend our retract meetings and retractors to attend our meetings. We are liaising with the membership director and club trainer to organize and reward club members with the highest course done in the Rotary Learning Center, which is one of our goals for this month. So for our program for September, so starting that, the theme is basic education literacy. So today we're having our business meeting. Next week we'll have a talk by Samuel Ajiman Prempe, CEO of Role Model Africa via Zoom on the topic emotional intelligence. On the 15th, we will have no meeting because of the RI President's visit and the commissioning of the Kokrobite project. On the 22nd, we'll have a talk on education by Dr. Boatima Yakuno, or our own Vice Secretary, CP Jima Labi. On the 29th is our induction, which will be an in-person at the African Regent Hotel at 6:30 p.m. So let's all endeavor to be there to support our new members who will be inducted. So in conclusion, we will continue to encourage all club members to actively attend club meetings, activities, and to share fellowship with other Rotary and Retract clubs in Ghana and worldwide, and also continue to liaise with other club members to ensure an engaging, interesting, and fun schedules of activities. Questions, comments, inputs. Thank you very much. Retreat President, I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Linda. Rotarian President, I am President. So I think it's a good report you put together there. I think at this point we'll leave the floor for questions, comments, and inputs that we may have from any member. Any question, please? Any question, fellow Rotarian? Any question? Okay, Rotarian Rashad, you have the floor.
Thank you, Rotarian President. Actually, my question is about the first reports to PE Oga. I was just curious about the comment about not needing to report membership attendance, on a monthly basis anymore. I just wanted to know what the reason for that is. Thank you.
Happy, may I come in? Is Happy on the call? Rotarian Rashad, can you hear me?
Oh yes, very clearly.
Okay, so with regard to, membership with Rotary International is evolving every year, and it's becoming so flexible and so easy to attend many meetings. But what we are looking at is really the impact of Rotary. So that flexibility is now left to each club. I would say in the past, it was also there. Some club decided in the past not to report their attendance and to manage it at their own level. Just that now it has gone like a bit general. Each club manages their attendance and see how things are moving. Some Rotarians just want to be part of activities when it comes to having action in the community, working on projects, making financial impact, etc. So all this contributes certainly to the decision of being more flexible on attendance to meeting. But as I said, we are still obliged to report on attendance to the board, because this helps us to know exactly what is happening at the club level. It helps us also to identify why so are not being seen. Maybe they don't necessarily need to be there before being fully active at our club activities. So it's easier to monitor it and to get to know if there is any problem why the person is not being seen, or if it is the way the person can just make sure he is active at the club level. I hope I've been clear enough in this. Anybody willing to add on to what I've said can take the floor.
Thank you very much, Pioga.
Yes.
Rotarian Rashad, do you have another question, please?
Just a follow-up to the same question. So I understand the explanation and I appreciate the direction we are going in. So I'm just curious. I thought the reason for which the reports were made was so that the district could report on the participation of members at the club level. Does that mean the district is no longer interested in that, or will no longer have a report containing that particular aspect?
With the dashboard of Rotary, I think at the district level, they can always monitor and see what is the trend when they consider the various clubs. The dashboard gives a certain number of access to leaders. So if after a certain period, the membership of your club is dropping, the district will be aware that the membership is dropping. If it is increasing, they will know that it's increasing. And we also report on the various projects and activities we have for the year. So knowing that a club is vibrant, it doesn't always depend on the attendance to meetings.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pioga, for that explanation. Rochen, Ellie, your hand is up.
Thank you, Rotarian President. I just want to find out from Rotarian Mamiya if there is any plan in the pipeline for club assembly. Thank you.
Okay, Rotarian Mamiya, over to you.
Okay, Rotarian Ellie, please, there are plans being made for club assembly, and we're still on the drawing board with the club admin committee. So we'll let the club and the board know when the date is out. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Mamiya. This drawing board, I know it's not a political drawing board, so definitely the plans will see the light of day. Otherwise, you end up seeing that the board itself is missing, and we can't find the board, and the club assembly will obviously be missing. But I believe this is a rotary drawing board, so I trust that you will definitely see the light of day sometime. Yeah, thank you very much, Roger and Ellie. Don't go yet. Before you come in, let's take a message from Roger and Ernest on the youth service. How are we faring, Roger and Ernest? Roger and Ernest, how are we faring in the space of youth service?
Thank you very much, RP. I would like you to help me share. I'm driving us at now, so
please pack, and then finish your report and continue.
Yes, I'll do that. Let me get a good spot. I'm in some traffic.
Okay.
Thank you. In about just some 5 seconds.
Okay, so I'm sharing your screen now.
Okay. Thank you.
I believe you've packed.
Yes, I have.
Thank you very much. You pay a fine for that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, good evening, RP. All protocols observed. Yes, so far so good. It's been quite interesting. We've tried we are trying to actually liven up our participation with our youth clubs. So far, so good. We have Interact Club of UPSA, Wisconsin, and Interact Club of St. Thomas Aquinas. So the objectives for the year is, first of all, we want to see how best we can support our youth clubs. Secondly, mentoring and guidance, because for some of us, we looked up to many of the Rotarians who are a bit older today, and their advices, guidance has led us to where we are so far, and we wish to transfer same to these young ones as well, so that the club can keep up the youthfulness, and then also our financial obligations to these youth clubs. Okay, next slide, please. So in supporting our youth club, what are we supposed to do? One, we want to beef up attendance in their weekly meetings. With this, we've asked for their meeting plans to be shared, so that be it online or in person, any Rotarian close by, once it's favorable, we do our best to participate, to let them feel the love and support. Also, which is very key, we want to participate actively in their service projects, if possible, and even their firesides, to help encourage them, to let them feel part of us. Next one, please. Mentoring and guidance. This is very important. Just like one time I remember even PAG Ajo assigning one retractor to a chartered accountant, because he wants to be a chartered accountant, so that he will start guiding that particular retractor. So in our case, we'll be very glad if we can have that replicated a bit more, because I know it's been done, but we can do it on a larger scale now. There are so many well-resourced persons in Accra East who can train and groom retractors and even interactors with their chosen careers. So we will come up with a categorization of the aspirations of these retractors, and then we see with the help of some senior members in the RP who assign retractors to these Rotarians for guidance and mentorship. We believe that this will beef up the interest of other people who might even want to join Rotract, and also keep up their interest in becoming Rotarians after school, since they can see what is in there. Also, no, you're not done, please. The basic things that are being done are the basic things being done. In this case, we're looking at the things that must be done with regards to Rotary in terms of the youth clubs. So they need guidance to do the right things in Rotary itself. Then also offer advice during the project planning, which is very key. Sometimes they are a bit ambitious, so we would like to see the projects that they are putting in place and see how best we can guide them in this. And also, especially with Interact Club, we want to participate a bit more actively so that the school can see them more, since they will be benefiting more from Rotary in this regard. Next one, please. So our financial obligations to them, district dues payments. I know the UPSA treasurer has been on my neck like crazy, if I may use that word, pardon me. And I just had to beg her that we know we are a bit tight now. So like my RP said, by the end of the month, we will try and advance their dues payments to them so that they can also be free. Also, we know there are service projects, surely will need some of our support. It could be referrals, it could be cash donations, whatever it is. It is also upon us to help them during that time. So far, so good, nothing has come from them yet. Next one, please. So upcoming programs, why are we sharing this? We want to share it so that Rotarians can be aware of what's happening and then how they can support our youth clubs. So polio immunization, like RP mentioned earlier, is already ongoing. We've tried to gather some retractors to be participants in this. Also, I've spoken to the Interact patron who says she can help us to get interactors to be part on Saturday and Sunday. So this will finalize before the end of day tomorrow, so that it will beef up things. We are asking Rotarians to support. If you cannot be there, kindly make maybe some kind donations to take care of their lunch and breakfast and TNT. If that will be fine, we'll be very grateful if that could be done for us, like kind donations from Rotarians to support this endeavor. Also, I understand we are having a tree planting exercise next month, and we want to plant at least 1,000 trees, and we plan on including youth club members in this project massively. So it's also upcoming soon. I know service project director will give more light on that. Rotract Summit, Africa Summit is also coming. Our own Rotarian Ellie is the chair, and whatever support is there we would give. And then a very interesting one, International Student Cultural Exchange Program, which we have shared with interactors and retractors to try and register and see the way forward with that as well. Next slide, please. Okay, so that is it. I hope I haven't left anything out, RP. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Ernest, for your report. I think at this point we'll leave it for members to, if they have any questions, comments, contributions, as the cases. Any comment or questions, please? Okay, I think at this point we'll move on to our next report, which is a financial report. Usually we take that last, but I'll take that last but one in this case. Rotarian Ellie, the financial report, please. And from there, we'll take PRM project. President Ellie.
Thank you. Good evening, Rotarian President. Good evening, fellow Rotarians, retractors, and guests. My name is Rotarian Ellie, and I'm here to present the club's report on finance. Hey, Jida, get inside.
Ellie, you pay a fine for that. Please take notes.
Alfie, if you can please share my slide.
Certainly, I'll do that, because if I don't do that, I'm sure your daughter will do that for me. Okay, in a minute. So, yes. I think it's up now. Pretend Ellie. Pretend Ellie, do you read me? Pretend Ellie. Okay. I think Pretend Ellie, his microphone is not moving, which means he probably might have a technical hitch on his side. Pretend Elom, PI and project, can you please come in?
Yes, Rotarian President, good evening. Good evening, fellow Rotarians and Rotarians on the call. Happy Andrews, can you please help me share my screen?
All right, that is under.
Happy, I am back. Sorry, my network went off.
No problem. Good. Hello, can you please stand by?
Okay, sure.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I know you are tired from supervising projects. Okay, Rosetta, you have the floor, please.
Okay, thank you, Rotarian President. Our team is made up of myself, Rotarian Ellie, with the able support of Rotarian Patrick Atta, who is also experienced treasurer. These are our account balances for the 2 months, for July, August, and we are in the month of September. So the current month, which is September, these are the balances for the various accounts as at today. In our project account, we have 1665. In our club admin account as at today, we have 2253.18. In the other accounts, the presidential or Achiavi account, the Woodbridge account, Woodbridge and Achiavi account, the special account, and the Makati Hill account. So these are our account balances as at today, 1st of September. Okay, fundraising. At the moment, we have raised a little close to 20,000, that is 19,200. All the funds that we have raised so far is channeled into the Kokrobite project. Basically, the reason is because we have to complete this project and commission it when the RI president visits. So this is more like all our fundraising efforts at the moment is going into the Kokrobite project. Dues. As at today, we have received a total of 39,760 as total dues received from 63 members. The total expected dues is 201,600 using the exchange rate of 9 CD 50 pesos to $1. Percentage received so far, 22 members have paid their dues. That is 19.72% of the membership. 22 members have paid their dues. 10 members have paid in full, 12 members have made part payments. The percentage of members that have paid in full is 13.91%. Percentage of members partly paid 5.81. Partly paid up members in total are 12 members. And then percentage of members yet to pay, which is quite high, 80%. I must say that is too high for us as a club. This is affecting one or two other lines that I will talk about in the next slide. Okay, so these are the major expenses that we have made so far. Family of Rotary, we incurred cost of 450 Ghana cedis. On the Kokrobite project, so far we have spent 43,655. There is still much to be done. We still need more to get the project done in time. We are left with some amount of money to pay. When we move to the next slide, I'll talk about that. RI dues. We have been able to pay RI dues of 38,079 cedis and 10 pesos. In USD, that is 3,807.91. We've also participated in joint projects with Rotary Club of Ho and other 29 clubs over the weekend. We spent 800 Ghana cedis on it. Club administration, we spent 5,445 for the period. That includes DG's visits, the item we got for the DG, the finger foods that we paid for, the venue and other costs. So amounted to 5,445 cedis. Total expenses as of today is 88,429.10. Harvey, please, next slide. All right. So challenges and liabilities. At the moment, we need about 18,000 within a week to complete the Kokrobite project. This has been a headache for myself and the project committee. Every other day there is a call from Rotarian alum and members of the committee how we have to rally up to get the money to complete the project. I want to once again use this opportunity to appeal to members who can quickly support us within the next 5 days for us to complete this project. So we need 18,000 cedis to complete the project. One major issue we are facing is the depreciation of the cedi, which you all agree to it that we don't have control over it. Our dues are in USD. So once the cedi depreciates, once the cedi appreciates, and once the dollar appreciates and the cedi depreciates, it will surely affect our bottom line as to the amount that we have to pay. At the point of preparation of the budget, we budgeted that before the end of the Rotary year, cedi to dollar should be about 8 cedi 50 pesos. But currently on the interbank market and then the open market, the rate is hovering around 9 cedi 80 pesos to 10 cedis 20 pesos. Payment of district dues is still outstanding, still pending. This is because we don't have enough money. Only 22 members have made some payments. If you look at the percentage outstanding of members to pay, it's about 80% of members are yet to pay dues. So the district dues is still pending. At the moment, the district have changed the rate for cedi to dollar. It's 10 cedis to $1. So what this means is that if we are to pay our dues today, we need about 46,200 Ghana cedis to pay our dues. I heard RP during his presentation made mention that the rate at this point is about 9 cedi 50 pesos to $1 for the next 2 weeks. We are anticipating or hoping that members will be able to pay their dues quickly. This will enable us pay our district dues. So this is also another humble appeal to all members who are yet to pay their dues. We have sent invoice to all members. If you are on call and you are yet to receive your dues, please don't hesitate to reach out to us privately, and then we'll send you your invoice. Then also, I want to appeal to members who can reach out to friends that are yet to make any commitment to also make same as well. One of the challenge we are facing, as I said earlier, is payment of dues. And as leaders, we are available anytime. Just call on us and we'll be able to pick up the check from your office, your home, wherever you want us to meet to pick up the check from you. Thank you, fellow Rotarians. This is a brief report of what is happening in terms of our finance as a club. Thank you.
Many thanks, Return Ellie. Many thanks, Return Ellie, for such a detailed report. At this moment, we want to take questions from Rotarians here on the call. Rotarians here on the call. Rotarians here on the call. Any questions, comments, input? Well, originally, I get this one of the few times that I've seen that no question came to a treasurer. Okay, even better. Roger Rashad, you have the floor, please. Immediate fast track.
Well, I'm only just coming in to ask one thing I think that has plagued previous treasurers, including myself. I'm just curious. Has the issue with the African Regions Hotel been resolved by any chance, please?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rotarian Rashad. As at today, 1st September 2022, they have not raised any issue or concern about the issues they raised in the past. I am hoping and praying that they will not raise it, but as and when they raise this issue again, I'll put it before the board and we'll see how best we can address it. Having been part of the previous boards, I've served on about 3 different boards, and this issue keeps coming up. I think it would be nice on our part to just address this issue and then we move on. So when it comes to us, we'll be able to address it this time around. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Well, in my experience, we've called for meetings, and when it is time to meet, they don't show up. So I'm just wondering if, well, at least we can talk about that afterwards. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much, Return Ellie. Thank you very much, Return Rashad, for your question. Fellow Rotarians and guests, it's 19:33. We are 3 minutes behind the scheduled time of closing. Would crave your indulgence for some 17 more minutes, because today is a business meeting. We need to know how well the club is being run by the people that we've put in office to man the affairs of the Rotary Club of Accra East, as we have it as the experienced club. At this moment, fellow Rotarians, there's a comment in the chat box: expenses for joint meeting for RCAE in Legon East. I believe that has been captured. Return Ellie, Return Portia wants to know the expenses for the joint meeting for Rotary Club of Accra East and Legon East. I guess that was in relation to the district governor's visit. Has that been settled, please?
Okay, thank you, Rotarian Portia. We have not paid for the venue yet. We have not received the invoice from African Regions for that particular meeting. So it's just the venue that is outstanding for that particular meeting. Payments for the venue. So we are yet to receive the invoice for that meeting.
Okay. Maybe if we could give them a heads up so that in the next meeting we settle it as soon as possible, so we don't keep piling it for it to be.
Since it was a joint meeting, we will have to share it with ALE as well.
Even better.
We don't have to bear the costs, full costs.
Even better. Thank you very much. Any other questions, fellow Rotarians? And I would also want to say to our incoming Rotarians, the 4 members that will be inducted on the 29th. I see Samuel here, I see Gloria here, other Rotarians. I think some came in but have dropped off at the point. For those who we are inducting, please do well and make full payment of your dues ahead of the induction. You've had about 2 or 3 months, so that we can immediately you pay, we can remit your monies to Rotary International as well as the district. So we don't add you to the 80% who are yet to make payment. And also, like Rotary said, for those who know organizations where we could source for funding from to execute our community service project, we'll be more than happy to receive some leads. If your organization is also willing to support us, just keep myself or the fundraising director posted of who we should address the letters to, and we'll be more than happy to do that. Fellow Rotarians, this is the reason for we being Rotarians. We want to take the service project director's report, and for what is what, she's also acting as the PR. So she's one person with 2 hats. We invite Return Elom to take the stage.
Thank you very much, Rotarian President Andrews, for the Rotarians and Rotaratas present on the call. Okay, so for my team, I have myself, Director, Rotarian Abel as Chair, and Rotarian Kwamichu, Rotarian Kira, Paul, Linda, Rotarian KY, Rotarian Deho, and Rotarian Bright as supporting committee members. So our first project for the year was the Amejope health outreach, and this was done last weekend, and we had the opportunity to do some general health screening, some blood donation, and eye screening. Next slide. So this project saw over 30 Rotary clubs from Ghana, Togo, Benin, participating in this project. We also partnered with 15 water clubs and 3 Lions Club to implement this project. So the area of focus for the project was disease prevention and treatment, and as well as maternal and child health. In total, we're able to screen 1,242 people, including community members and the school community. The cost of the project was some $3,390, out of which the Rotary Club of Accra East was required to pay an 800 cedis as our commitment towards the project. As part of our commitment, we also donated some 400 pieces of dewormers for both adults and children. The Ketu South Municipal Hospital, the whole teaching hospital, we had the IMED and the EP College of Education as our partners for the project. Together, about 15 members of the club and our guests participated in the project. Not forgetting our partners in service were there in their numbers to support. So these are some pictures from the health screening. It was quite a rainy, a windy, and a foggy day, but thanks be to God, we're able to implement the project. You could see people in their pullovers. Personally, I was never able to remove my jacket until the project finished. So in the picture, we see some eye screening going on. Next slide. Yes, so registration with the vital checks and other activities. Next slide. Yeah, so we're checking for the BP and everything. All the blood sugar tests were done on that day. Next slide. So that's the photo, a group photo of some members that attended the event and who were supporting our sister club, the Rotary Club of Hope. These are not all the members, but I mean, for the purposes of a group photo, these are the people that are around when we're taking the photo. Next slide. The second ongoing project that is still happening is the Global Grants Project. That's the WASH project, the water project at Obrema and Omaneko in the eastern region of Ghana. So the project is themed provision of mechanized borehole for the communities of Obrema and Omaneko. Both of them are located in the Suhum district. We are partnering with the Rotary Club of Spivey Clayton. They are located in districts 6990. We have contracted some hydrological services and drillers for the project, and the hydrological service that we contracted was the Water Channel Limited, and our drillers are the Josian Limited. President, I can't see the screen again.
President Eddie, my connection on the machine is a bit lost. If you could give me 30 seconds, I'll be back.
Okay.
But you can continue.
Yes, sure. I have more pictures to show. Okay. Right. So for the project lead, we have Rotaren Deho as the lead for the implementation. I wish he was here to throw more light on this particular project, but we also have Rotaren Ernest, Rotaren PP Momoni, we have Rotaren Portia, Rotaren Emilia, IPP Francis, Rotaren KY, Rotaren Olga, and Rotaren Rashad, PDG Willie K, and Rotaren Tio from the Rotary Club of Accra Trinity as members of the implementation committee. So we have been tasked to do certain things regarding the committee. The first step was to constitute the project's implementation committee, which I have just mentioned the members of. We also organized a meeting to discuss the implementation, the plan, and to revise the timeline since the grant was given out to us. The two committees, the Omenako and the other one, have been engaged. This is to strengthen their WASAN committees. We're also tasked to ensure that they reconstitute their WASAN committee to have at least 40% of women on the board. We also were tasked to make sure that they have an active bank account with the chairman, the secretary, and the treasurer as signatories to the account, so that every fund that will be collected can be deposited and kept right. I mentioned already that the hydrological consultants and the drilling contractor has been done already. We have also organized a startup meeting with the beneficiary communities to mark the formal start of the project. Now, going forward, the hydrological services and the drillers have been on the site. The committee also have visited the project site on the 15th of July, together with the contractors to see the sites. They have confirmed that the prospects are very high in each of the communities for the water project. The drill depth is not expected to be higher than 60 meters deep, which is very good for us to know. We are also working together with the assemblymen and the community leaders to make sure the implementation is successful. Next slide.
Pretend, hello, I think Rotaren Deho is on call. You asked of him. I don't know if you want to.
Oh, yes. Yes, Rotaren Deho. If I left anything else, kindly add on. Yes, thank you. Rotaren President, I think we'll move on whilst, yes. Next, yes. Thank you. So on the screen, we have the renovation of the Kokobiti staff quarters. It's been a project that we've been working on for some time now. It's time for us to finally commission or hand over this project to the health center. As we all know, the Kokobiti Health Center is a baby of the Rotary Club of Accra East, and we tend to take really good care of it. As of today, some 43,655 Ghana cedis have been spent on the second phase of the project. Return President, please go to the next slide so we can see the scope of work. Yes, so the scope of work that we've been tasked to do together with the contractor is the masonry work, the painting, the tiling, the plumbing, electrical, and carpentry work. So for the carpentry, we are supposed to re-roof the building and change all the ceilings inside and out. All the doors will be fixed again, all the cabinets and the wardrobes in the rooms will be fixed again. The windows, the louver blades, and everything will come out, and new ones will be done. Because the building is so old, it was very advisable that we rewire the whole building and also replace the plumbing works that were originally on. The tiling work on the building was not too good, so we have to redo all the tiling. So far, so good. Tiling work has been completed, plumbing work has been completed, pending the cabinet from the carpenter so that the sinks will be fixed. Wiring work also has been completed. The doors have been fixed. The roofing and the ceilings have been done. So we are about 80% close to the completion of this project. What we are left to do now is some finishing touches with the carpentry work, and majority of the work, that is the 20% that is left, will be the painting of the staff quarters. Next slide, Return President. Okay, so on that note, the project service committee, the service project committee would like to invite all members of the club to come and support the ongoing project at the Kokobiti Health Center. The main activity for the day will be painting, and we'll be doing some cleaning as well. As we can see, there are some works have gone on, and we need members to fold their sleeves, get their hands dirty, so we feel a part of this whole project. So we are inviting the club, our guests, our partners in service, to join us on Saturday, the 3rd of September at 9 o'clock at the facility. The Google map have been shared on the platform. We'll keep sharing so we are all aware of what is happening, and also get the location of the project site. Item 13 will be provided for all those who will be in attendance. Please confirm your attendance so we can make arrangements for some sort of refreshment for all those who will be present. Please don't forget to pack extra clothes for as your working years to come on site, to come and work, to make sure that this project sees the day of light. We all know that we are with the visit of the RI President to commission this project. So all hands on deck, please, and please, and please, all 28 Rotarians and Rotaratas from the Rotary Club of Accra East and visiting clubs, please join us on Saturday to get our hands dirty, paint ourselves and paint the building. And it is worth knowing as well that we are also going to give a facelift to the old facility. So we need more hands on board so that this project can be completed successfully. Rotarian presidents, fellow Rotarians, and partners in service, I'm done. I'll take questions and inputs for now.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Elom, for a detailed report. I must also be quick to add that the other projects that will be coming in the pipeline, the Zongo Boot Camp, the donation of computers, and other projects that will be coming in the pipeline. But we are taking a project at a time. So any questions, please, from any member? Okay, Rojanelli, your hands is up.
Thank you, Rotarian President. I always like to hear the pipeline. I can't wait for it to burst so that the water can flow very well. This is to you, Rotarian Elom. I want to find out what is the plan by your committee to assist with the fund that we will need for these projects. That's one. Secondly, I also want to find out if you have put in place cost reducing measures. For instance, we need a little above 15,000 to commission the Kokrobite project. Are there any other costs that we will be incurring aside the 18,000 that I am aware or that we are all aware we need? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Ellie. Let me take the second one, which is the other cost that will be incurred. Yes, as of now, we have a committee for the commissioning of the projects. They are still working on their budgets. I'm not sure it will be anything that will be more than the 3,000 cedis to add on to what you already have as upcoming expenditure. This will include the sign that will be put in on the building, what's the name? The plaque. Yes, that will be put in on the building. That we should be expecting 1,600 cost. For the commissioning, we will not be spending too much time there. So I think most of the costs will be reduced. We should also be looking at some items such as item 13, water, to give out to those who will be present for the commissioning. So far, those are the items or a list of things I think we should add on to your expenditure. At 3,000 Ghana cedis plus your 17,000 will go a long way. The first question has to do with the fundraising. Yes, we are working with the fundraising committee as well to make sure that we raise more funds. Now, the service projects committee has been given the mandate, like the sole mandate, to make sure that the implementation of the project is like ongoing. So the fundraising committee also pays attention to the fundraising and getting the money aspect of it. That's all I can say for now.
Okay. Any more questions, please, fellow Rotarians? Okay, by way of information and for what it's worth, I received some information this evening, and like I said to you, Lieutenant Elom and Lieutenant Ellie earlier this morning, information come to me in relation to the RI President, Rotary International President's visit, almost on an hourly basis. So since this is a business meeting, I just want to bring to your attention that the RI President wants to see as many road practices as possible there in the event. And I'm also informed that the Rotary Club of Wager West would be doing a mosquito net distribution on the same event grounds. Also on the issue of, we'll be having Brad, PRID Brad, who was able to mobilize some $10,000 for this project in about a year or two ago. And yes, that's basically it as we have it. So there'll be a bit of a mini deba on the day of the project. I don't know. We will spend about 2-3 hours on the day of the execution. So kindly take note of this. And then we also have Rotary Satellite Club of Accra, East McCarthy Hill, as a partner to this very project. So also take note of that, and in your communication, please do also acknowledge them, as well as other clubs that have participated in this very project. And a very big thank you to all those who are making this happen behind the scenes, and we very much appreciate your efforts to making sure that the project sees the light of day. Any more questions, please, fellow Syrians? And also, there'll be a tree planting exercise on the day by the RI president, and that the Rotary Club of Wager West is facilitating that. Lieutenant Ellie, is this your old hand or this a new hand?
Lieutenant President, it's a new one.
Okay. You have the floor.
I want to find out if Wager West is coming to the party of Kokrobite Community Center. If I'm asking about the party, what I mean is, will there be any financial support coming from the club?
Okay, so at the moment, I've touched base with their president, and she's indicated to me that they are not in the financial position to make financial commitments to the Kokrobite Health Center. However, what she made me understand is they've been tasked to get mosquito nets, as well as facilitate the tree planting exercise on the day when the RI president will be visiting. Earlier, the communication was that they will be doing these two events outside Kokrobite Health Center. But the information I'm receiving as at this afternoon is that they've been trying to get these items, and they are channeling their resources to that space. Not forgetting that in the past, they volunteered, I think, a total of about 4 volunteer hours to this very project. As to whether it's enough or not, it's also a question for another day. But that is their level of involvement as far as the Kokrobite project is concerned.
Is follow-up question allowed?
Not at the moment, please, because we have about 3 minutes we can touch base with it after this meeting.
Thank you, Lieutenant President.
Lieutenant President, just to add that the plans for the commissioning will be communicated to members very soon, so they should look out for. But on Saturday, we are inviting all RCA members to be at Kokrobite to help out with the painting work. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Lieutenant Elom. I will be glad to see our guests on call. IPP Francis has raised his hand. IPP, you have the floor in 30 seconds, please.
Just a quick one. Since they are not bringing money, can they participate in the painting?
Sure. Lieutenant Elom, you have the floor. Please answer this.
Yes, IPP Francis, the invitation will be sent to the club to come. I don't know their plans for Saturday. We all know that NIDs is going on Saturday. We have to squeeze in and do Thursday. Today, our partners in service were on the field. Tomorrow, myself and some other club members will be joining the health team from Oshafo to do Bukom and the surrounding communities. So that is why Saturday has been left for Kokrobite. I don't know their plans, but we'll send them an invitation to come on board.
Thank you very much, Lieutenant Elom. I believe at this moment we've taken, fellow Rotarians will be sharing this report with all club members, and indeed all other reports that would come through. I hope we've taken all reports at this moment. Some were overlapping. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the PR reports, but we are good.